Yeah, why ain't we recording?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, we recording. Are we doing the intro on this too still? We doing the intro? Yeah. Welcome y'all to Ken Folks Chronicles. And we have a special guest. Jasmine. The mic. The mic.
It's Jasmine.
Say what you are to us.
Oh, okay. It's Jasmine. I am Dee Dee and Danielle, first cousins. Ariana, she's part of the family. You know how somebody just show up, they just be a part of the family. That's her. To me, that's my girl.
Dad, we should have did it on the first one. What? Said what we would to each other. The topic is generational trauma, how it shows up, and how we're healing it. The first question is, what does generational trauma mean to you personally? Who wants to go first? Why do I have to go first?
I think how generational. I'm a little country, y'all, so I think how it shows up in your life is about how your parents grew up. And sometimes I think like we judge our parents like how they grew up, but you gotta understand like the whole aspect of their lives. So I think that's what happens. How I think it shows up is just the way your parents are growing up and how they live their life. So I think it shows up sometimes, and I think you don't realize it until you get a little older. You're like, dang, like my mama went through this, my daddy went through this, and I'm going through the same thing they're going through. Not in a bad way, but I'm feeling what they felt.
I'm gonna piggyback off what you said. I feel like generational trauma to me is like having to go through the rules that my parents went through, and like that being pushed onto me of how I should see stuff because that's how they were taught to see stuff. So whatever they were raised up on is how they, I guess, could say were expected to raise me on, and sometimes that could end up being the trauma that you have to deal with when you get older.
Generational trauma, what it means to me is basically what everybody else been saying. Basically what everybody else has been saying about their parents, what they went through. I'm having to go through it because of what they've been through. So yeah.
Yes, y'all. I really don't have nothing to say because, like, I agree with everybody what they said.
Yeah.
So,
It's really just the
like,
same.
Jasmine really broke it down. So, I just really agree with what they said. Like, after Danielle piggyback off of. So,
The second question is, do you feel pressure to stay in line with tradition even when it doesn't serve you anymore? Can you repeat it? Do you feel pressure to stay in line with tradition even when it doesn't serve you anymore?
Me personally, don't close it all the way. Me personally, I don't feel pressured to stay in line with tradition because I'm at the point where this is my life, so I'm gonna do what I feel is right for me, like for the rest of my life. Like I know there's certain things that we're taught that we should go by and live by our elders. But sometimes it comes to a point like if you feel like something isn't right for you, then you have to change what you were taught to better it for you, if that makes sense. So yeah.
I personally, we're in different generations. I'm a millennium. Not saying nothing different, but my mom and dad had me at a young age. So I feel they shelter me. So a lot of things that they thought was a failure, they kind of put on me like, you can't do this, you can't do that. So I did feel that way because they had me when they were like 2019, going to college, figuring stuff out. So I do feel like a lot of stuff was pushed on me because they felt like maybe having me at a young age. Not saying this is what they told me, but this is what I felt. Having me at a young age made them feel like we gotta make sure she don't do this, she don't do that. So I do feel like that is a lot of pressure on me. And some things that they did, like kind of, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. I did feel that pressure. So, because we're different generations, so it might have been different. Because my sister is in their generation, so she lived a different life with my parents than I did. So I don't know. That's how I felt.
But like you get where it's like, do you feel the pressure to stay in line now, like with tradition?
I don't. You know why I don't get the pressure to feel like that now? Because I've gone through therapy and I've gone through life, and I realized I have lived my own life.
Right.
So I'm realizing that now. As a millennium, just me in general. I'm saying millennium, just me in general. I'm learning that I can't please everybody, and I have to live my own life. So I'm learning that now, and I think when I do have kids, I will teach them what I've gone through, and I will let them know you can live your own life. So yeah.
To answer the question, I do not feel pressure now because back then I did because my mama, she used to be on me a lot. So I used to try to stay in line with a lot of things. But now that I've grown older and I see things for myself, I realize that this is my path and I can, whatever I decide to do with my life, then that's how it's gonna go. Like whatever life takes me, then I'm just with my life. I just go afloat. Like whatever happens, it happens, and I always believe it happens for a reason. So yeah, I do not
Yeah.
feel pressure right now though.
I don't feel pressured at all. Like I just feel like as we grow older, like we see stuff at a different perspective. Like when we was younger, we wanted to do what our parents said, like go by the rules, and we wanted to let them know that we know like what they've been through and whatever. But I just feel like we're gonna do what we want to do at the end of the day. People gonna have their own perspective and say so of what they do. So if we feel like that's the right way, then that's how we gonna do it. So no, I do not feel like that.
This is the next question.
Oh, you want me to read it?
Mhm.
You don't understand?
I do understand. I don't want to read all the questions.
I did.
What you mean?
You understand?
I read it. I just don't want to read it.
Cute.
What behaviors or patterns in your family make you say, yeah, that's some generational trauma right there? Well, let me repeat how I say that. Yeah, hold on. What
proper?
This will be careful.
what behaviors or patterns in your family make you say, yeah, that's some generational trauma right there?
Right there.
Right there. Right there.
Right there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's some
You gotta
generational
say
trauma right there.
Right there.
Right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a generational trauma right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see. Oh my goodness, I didn't even have time to think.
Yeah,
I was trying to think when I read the question, but
That's why you gave it to me.
I'm trying to think. What patterns have I seen? I don't know. I don't know. Is being very judgmental a pattern? Is that is that trauma?
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
Well, I would say being very judgmental. Like it has went down generations, and it just keep going. But it's stopping with me. I'm not doing all that. But I just feel like they. I'm sorry, parents and whoever's watching, but sometimes you can be very judgy, and that can kind of come off on our feelings a lot, and not want to talk to y'all about what we got going on. So yeah, being very judgmental. I'm like, yeah, they need to work on that. So yeah, that's mine.
I also agree.
I agree with that too. And I say controlling.
Mm.
Like,
Mm.
come on now, like, okay, like we young, like, okay, that's understandable. We stay in y'all house, yeah, we go by y'all rules. Okay, that's fine, that's cool because that's y'all house. Y'all paying y'all bills, we not paying no bills, but like we get in our own place, like you can't tell us how to live in our own place. if we paying the bills. Okay, I understand that. Okay, sometimes parents help out. Okay, that's fine. But it's just like we're under our own roof now. So if I say I do this in my house and you want me to do the same thing in my house that you doing in your house, then I can't cope with that
Yeah, cause
because
you
it's
you done made your own rules
that's
in
what I'm
your
saying.
space.
Like I done made my own space. I done earned my own space of living. Like so, it's just like I can't let you control me in my household like you was doing me in y'all household.
Or just being controlling, period.
Yeah.
Like when you trying to do something or go somewhere or try to buy something, they like, nah, I don't think you
Yeah,
should
that's
buy
what I'm
that.
saying. Like, ain't gonna look right.
Yeah.
Okay, can I play devil's advocate? I think they're not trying to do that. I think that's the way they grew up. Again, how I
Ain't it still like a trauma?
Trauma thing being passed
yes,
down.
and I think they're not. Is I don't try to judge them. I'm the type of person. I think the psychology, the mind part. I don't think they mean that no harm. I think their parents just their generation after generation have deal with that, so they put it on them. They put it on us, and that's why I think as us we have to cut it off. Like, hey, we're a different generation. We don't have to deal with that, which y'all deal with. It may be similarity to it, but we know how to deal with it in a different way. So I get what y'all coming from, but I see why our parents may have done what they've done.
So a backup question. How do you feel about when they say, I didn't live my life before and I'm just trying to look out for you? How do you feel about them when they say stuff like that?
When they say stuff like that, I think it comes from love because in this country, we have to deal with a lot. So I think they've seen stuff that we haven't seen. And I had to realize that too, because at first I was like, hold up. They've seen things that we haven't seen. And I'm not saying I see the same thing, but I may have seen similarities to it. And I get it. But I feel like I can choose a different way than they have. And they've taught me to choose a different way.
And I also feel like sometimes when they be like they live like what you said, sometimes depending on the situation, I feel like say you asking to go somewhere like younger us or like talking to them about decisions you're trying to make, I feel as though sometimes they should allow us to make the mistake to learn from it, like a learning perspective sometimes, instead of just automatically shutting down the idea we putting out there. Like, cause we gotta learn from something somehow. Like, we can't just like. Sometimes we hard headed. We gotta like test it out ourselves before we actually believe that it's not good for us. Like, instead of them just immediately shutting down our answer, like telling us we shouldn't do that because they already lived the life and know what's gonna happen. I feel like they should sometimes allow us to like, go through it to see what's gonna happen for us. Cause times change, so it could be different.
Sorry to get off topic. I have another question. Well, it's really a uh comparison or a contrast. Strict versus being uh what's the word I'm looking for? A strict parent versus being a caring parent or outgoing parent. How do you feel about it?
Okay. I'm gonna say something because I feel like I had strict parents. I think having strict parents is not bad, but then it's good. Okay, I'm gonna tell you the pros of it. I'm gonna tell you the cons. The cons of having strict parents is they don't let you be exposed to certain things. So then, when you go out in the world, you're exposed to certain things that they didn't let you be exposed to it, and you don't know how to react to situations. But then them being strict parents, it's certain things that I'll be like, yeah, you were raised different than me. I wouldn't do that, baby. No. Heck no. Nah. I wouldn't do that. So it's pros and cons. Like it's pros and cons to everything. It's pros and cons and I think that's what the pros and cons are. Because I had strict parents. I had parents that were like, you can't do this, can't do that. But then my sister lived a different life than I did. they were strict with her, but not as strict they was with me. So I feel like that's what it come down to. But at first, when I was like going out in the world, I was like, "Why are my parents so strict?" Da, da, da. And but older I'm getting, I'm like, I see why they were so strict. And I feel like it's a certain thing you have to learn. You have to learn why they were that way. You have to figure it out. You have to figure out why they were strict and why they. You just have to figure it out.
I feel as if you got strict parents. I just feel like if you have a strict parent, I just feel like if you got a strict parent, like okay, the parent can be strict, but then as you grow up,
What
like
did you have? Did you have in the middle?
yeah, I was definitely in the middle. Like my mama gave me leeway, but then I knew like when she meant business, she meant business. So it's just like she gave me the opportunity to do what I want, but then again, I still had to follow her rules. So basically, like she wasn't strict and she wasn't real outgoing. But if I feel like if you just got a strict parent all the way, when you grow up, you're gonna be wild. Like it's just like because you didn't, yeah, you're gonna be sneaking doing everything because it's just like you ain't have you ain't have no freedom at home. So and then like when you get out, like if you have an outgoing parent, it's basically like when you grow up, that parent ain't gonna care about what you doing when you graduate high school. Like they done like caring for you. Like they want you to tend for yourself, basically. So because they feel like you grown, you can do what you want, and I raised you to be this type of person, but they don't understand like you gotta have discipline somewhere. So it's just like
Can I say that something?
yeah.
Okay. Working in the education field, when you said that most parents, not saying nothing wrong, but most parents who aren't strict, a lot of kids they want structure. So that's all I'm gonna say.
Some kids want attention too, cause they not getting it from their parents.
That too. And so what you saying is like, and you got a lot of parents who aren't strict, but kids want their attention because they're not strict. They're not getting attention.
I deal with a lot of kids like that.
Child, I deal with a lot of kids like that too. We gotta teach them some functional communication.
But to answer my own question, I ain't gonna say my mom was strict, but I'm gonna say mom was doing a little too much sometimes. Cause don't shake your head, man. Cause when I was growing up, I was going through everything. Like I'm talking about, I could. Well, I'm trying. Let me take up an example. I probably was hanging out at a friend house. She'll blow my phone up. Cause I ain't at home like just chill with the just chill. I'm hanging out with my friend. But then see this my sister. But then
Yes.
got into high school, bro. She could hang out late and all that.
Yes, like
And
I got a
right on me. You ain't go through what I went through.
I got a little brother, and it's just
I was
like
just about to say,
my mama.
Nah, you
My
know,
mama,
no.
he come in at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. Like I could never do that while I was in high school. Like, but they always say the female's different, but ain't nothing different about it. Like,
I was trying to say I was gonna be fast. Still ain't got no kids.
okay,
fast.
so you had a brother.
She fast, y'all.
Okay, so you had a brother, right?
Yeah.
But I get where Dee coming from because we both the oldest. When it come down to the oldest child, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But how you the female, but people who are like you have people who brother are the oldest and the sister. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like I give you the oldest, but I get the same thing when you feeling like all of us are the oldest. And I'm gonna play devil's advocate again. I get where y'all coming from because I was talking about like my sister got away with so much thing that I couldn't get away with. Like, but I think because say it like this, we the blueprint.
We were the first one.
Yeah, so they didn't know.
Like this perfect, respectful.
I ain't gonna say they weren't that perfect. They just didn't know what to do, and they were just going by what their parents.
They want you to be better than them, basically.
Yeah.
As when they was growing.
And I ain't like I said, we the blueprint. So they figured out, they doing good. So the second child to come around.
We ain't gotta worry about them basically saying
It should be good.
They should be okay.
They should be
Mhm,
good.
yeah,
if
yeah,
they
they
seeing what
should
their
be
older
good.
sibling doing.
Yeah, they should be good.
That's basically like what it was. Like since you're the youngest, like if you look at a pamper commercial, they be like the first child, I gotta get everything. The second child, throw the pampers. Like that's how I feel like. And I ain't gonna lie, my mama did tell me that. I was like, she was like, I ain't gonna lie, she was like, you came out fine. So I was like, your sister gonna be okay. So I give y'all come your first try, even with you being like you said, you the oldest with your brother a boy, but vice versa. I don't know. We have to figure somebody out that may feel it because I don't know because I don't have no brother, so I don't know. We gotta get somebody that does have an older brother and younger, but I feel what you come from with the oldest. So yeah. So how you feel then? You young.
What was the question? Right. We done got off so much
Strict
time.
parent versus an outgoing parent.
I would say my mother was in the middle, simply because
Of course, you'll say that.
I mean, yeah, she was strict. Like when it came to school and education, yeah, she
just was doing too much.
that like I wouldn't say I would be scared to ask her to go places because I already knew sometimes her answer would be no. Because like back when I was in high school, most parties didn't start till like 11, 12. That's when she wanted me in the house. So I really didn't feel like it was a point in asking her when I already felt like her answer would have been no.
I broke curfew so many times.
Can't lie.
This one time I broke curfew and I was in the safest place possible, chilling with my friends, watching a movie with her grandfather. And it was 3:00. I understand that. It was 3:00. I understand that, but still, I was safe. I wasn't out driving. One with no boy. I was literally watching a movie. And when I say cut the driving privileges, because I was watching a movie and I missed curfew, but I told her where I was previously. But that's why I would say she was in the middle because even though I lost the driving privilege, I got them back eventually. So
I remember one time.
It's just a little funny joke. I remember one time I got in trouble. She took my driving privileges. I had to ride the bus. Then I got to school. My friend was like, "DJ, I ain't see your car out there." I like, "Oh, the car ain't working right now. The car broke down." Whole time I'm in trouble. I can't drive.
Sit. Sit 45.
You know, I had an Impala, so everybody went along.
See,
Everybody
okay.
went along with it.
So you and how you and Danielle are what?
We 4 years apart.
Me and my sister are 7 years. So it's a big difference. So my mom may see this. I snuck around and did stuff.
You should be able to tell her now.
I know, that's why I said my mama gonna see that. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I did too. I ain't gonna lie, mom.
I snuck around and did
never
stuff. I did. I'm grown now. You know, I gotta pay my own bills. I'm about to be 30 in June. Oh my god. Sorry, y'all. We have dogs.
My stepdad went.
I ain't never sneak
We
out. I
have
was
dogs.
scared.
Me
We
too.
ever hit an
But yeah, I did. I did, yeah.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie. My
that
mom
is
didn't
gonna
gonna see
be
this. And be
this
like,
thing.
yeah, you know, because I'm older now. And
Yeah, so-
first of all, Jasmine is 30. So yeah. And
You
my
30?
in July, I will be 30, baby. I'm an auntie. I am. I look real good. Stay real
Period.
clean.
Period.
Real cute.
Period.
We're them.
Period.
We have to
Huh? Wait, huh?
But yeah. I don't want them to see it. No, I know, because they say. But yeah, so I
That
would say.
that goes to our next question.
Okay.
What cycles did you notice in how black girls were treated versus black boys growing up?
Yeah, we basically just said that. Like,
Yeah, do you think so? We answered it.
yeah, because
Yeah.
like boys, they get treated differently
Yeah,
because
they get more.
She know, you know.
yeah, because I have a brother and it's just like they always say like the girls that bring home a baby faster than the boy, but it's just like a boy can bring a home. The boy can bring home a baby at any time. They just won't know it because they're not the ones don't get pregnant. So it's just like as a female growing pregnancy and stuff like that, it's just like the parents will try to look at you different because like you went out and did something, and the boy is just like they just not bringing home nothing but
So-
themselves.
Another question: how do you feel about these YNs with these parents? Like, do you feel like they being a YN just because what they see on their social media, or they just?
I feel like these boys.
Your mic bleaking.
Yeah, it's a little bit. I feel like these boys being YNs. Oh, get that way. I feel like these boys being YNs. I'm sorry, but I just feel like they letting people boost their head up to do stupid stuff, and then it's just like,
I feel like someone want attention too.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like they just so big and bad, but when it all come down to it, they get locked up, they crying, they begging for help. But it's just like when you was on the outside, you didn't want help. You wanted to be a thug. And I feel like the parents can't really do nothing with their child because most parents probably scared of their child. Children be crashing out for like no reason at all. And it's mainly like boys. Like some girls crash out too, but it's like boys. Like they get a gun, they think they big and bad, they think they hard. But it's just like parents can't tell them nothing because most parents just scared of their child. Like they don't know what they'll do to them while they sleeping. They don't know what they'll do to their siblings. Like if they just scared of their one child, like, and they scared to tell their child, like, you're doing this, like you're doing bad. Like you're doing bad at life. Like I'm not saying it like I'm not saying it like I'm saying it like you going down the wrong hole. Like you gonna either be in jail or be dead. Like that's basically what the old people say. So
Okay. I'm gonna play devil's advocate again. Cause I think of nothing like you, but no, cause she said of course. No, because you got good pointers. You gotta see both sides of things. That's how I feel like. You got good pointers. I get what you're saying. Not my discouraging what you're saying, but what it's what we say in my field, functional communication. A lot of kids are a product of their environment. So sometimes they don't know how to communicate.
So they go
And
to
when I
being a YN?
yes.
so
Because
they just crash out because they don't know how to
I'm
cope
not
their feelings.
yes. I'm not gonna say that because it's like they don't know. You say what?
No, I say I sound smart here.
No. Like I'm saying, no, you're
What she said?
no.
She sound.
No, I said I sound smart
Brilliant.
here.
Yeah, like
Like
you're
when we sitting down just talking.
yeah, like you coming with some good like, but you got some people like you got some like they don't know how to communicate. So you got on YNs that's all they know how to do. I work with kids in school system. It's like all I know how to do is cuss you out. Why? Because your mama call you a beep. Your mama call you a B. Your mama call you an N. I've had biracial kids whose parents are the opposite race who called them the N word. And it's like, that's how I know how to communicate. So, YNs, I'm not saying what they're doing is right. I'm just saying they may need help communicating a different way. That's how I know how to communicate.
How do you feel about children or even our ages cussing around their parents?
So, like, my parents, they know I cuss. Like, they know I cuss, but it's just like the level of respect you have for your parent. Like, I'm just not gonna go in my mama's house and just start cussing up a storm. Like, I'm not just gonna be like, okay, sometimes it may slip out, but it's not intentional. Like, I'm not trying to cuss. I'm not gonna disrespect my mama or anybody. Like, I'm not just gonna cuss in front of them because, like, to me, that's disrespectful. Like, if I'm sitting here calling somebody a B word and stuff like that, and my mama sitting right beside me, she looking at me like what you doing? Like, cuss again, cuss again. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's basically like you cussing around your parent. That's your best friend. Like, a parent can be a friend, but you just have to learn how to like deal with stuff like that. Like, you just can't go in and say, okay, ma, I'm finna tell you this and this and that. Like, you can talk to your parent, but like the level of disrespect you have for your parent is and friend is like it's different.
Like, girl, let me tell you what
Yeah.
happened. Like, yeah, stuff like that. Y'all want okay. Well, I'm gonna say I agree with you. I definitely do because incident happened earlier with my mama. She was driving and somebody was missing. I was like, what the HEW? I said, I'm sorry, mama. But you know why I did that? Because my mother taught me to respect her. So I may cuss, but I'm gonna tell her I'm sorry. You know, I'm like, oh my, I ain't mean to say like that, cause she know I'm grown.
Cause
Like,
it do
Yeah, it
happen
do
to
be
slip
that's
out.
what I'm
yeah,
saying.
it's
You
slip
ain't trying
out.
to
Like
say it,
I
but
ain't
it do
trying to
slip
say
out.
it, but the other thing I'm gonna say is, but she knows the people I've been around, her family members, they cuss. But she know, even though her family members cuss, but she taught me you don't do that around me because I respect her.
Mm-hmm.
And you have some parents, not saying all, but you have some parents who don't give a F. They be like, my baby said the B word. My baby said F
And they be
this.
recording it and
And then
laughing.
that's the
They're
thing, like
posting it.
it be little kids, like they be
I saw
toddlers.
a TikTok today. A little boy called his mama. He said the F word, FING. to her.
Yeah, and that's the thing, like they be so young, and then like everybody be cussing around them. So the only thing they can do is like go back and say what they heard, like, and then people be thinking it's funny, but
And phrases
yeah,
like speaking on TikTok, you can't like she posted a video where her daughter was asking for a pack of cigarettes and her son was like, "Where the weed at?" But she laughing in the video, but she was also like, "This not funny." But at the same time, she could have kept the video to herself. Yeah, but she
Mhm.
chose to post it. But like when you got other people that look back on it, yeah, like get more views, make money off of that. Like
Basically in the year. But what I'm gonna say to y'all again, me coming back, I ain't gonna say me coming back from that like behavior and functional communication training. That's what they hear, so that's what they gonna say. So even though I hear my mama cuss at me, but she gonna be like, "You better not say that." My mama don't cuss, but my daddy, "You better not say that." Okay. So even though I hear her cuss, I know when she say, "Don't say that." Every time she says, I'm like, "Oh, I shouldn't say that." And with kid, like you said, the kid, that's all he hears mama say. Oh, F this, F that. Oh, W that, W that. Oh, so I can say it because his mother has never corrected him. So when she said something wrong, she's never said, "Don't say that, baby." Because at the end of the day, even though a parent may say it, you still come back like, "Hey, don't say that," and explain it to them why you shouldn't say X, Y, Z. And parents don't do that.
so
Not saying all, but some parents don't do that.
how do y'all feel about like y'all know that trend where they put the baby in the bathroom and be like, you can say whatever cuss word you want to say, but when I come back, stop cussing. Like, how y'all feel about that? Like, do y'all feel like? I feel like that's just like opening them up to like repeat what you done said, and they know they not supposed to say it.
I just think it's just a viral moment thing. But I understand like they shouldn't be saying it, but I just feel like they're just trying to get views, basically.
Yeah, like blow up off their child
Yeah.
doing something they not supposed to be doing.
Yeah. Okay. If you record that, yes. Y'all laughing at me? No, I'm laughing at them. Yeah, bro. That's fake ass laugh shit. So yeah, I get that if you record that, but I ain't gonna say you don't record you. I get it. I honestly I would do that with my child because
I would too. I just feel like,
yeah, I'm saying,
they
I want you to
just
say what you
they
need to
not
say.
out and about saying it around nobody. I mean, yeah, we posting it on social media. It's a trend. It's just for views and likes. But we know it. At the end of the day, they know you better not say that no more.
And that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't honestly that type of exercise. I wouldn't do it.
I feel like it can
I
help them
wouldn't.
in a way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't. I would do it between me and my child. I wouldn't do it X
Around
Y.
no crowd.
Yeah, because I feel like I want you to express. Because I feel like I love mama to death, but it was times I was like, "Mama can't do this," because I said so. Explain it to me though. Like, explain why I can't say X, Y, Z, or explain why we can't do X, Y, Z. So I get why parents do that. I wouldn't personally, me opinion wise, I wouldn't personally put it on social media, but I do get why parents may want to do it to see where their child are coming from or to get that therapy. Because a lot of people don't understand, even though you may not be a licensed therapist, but you still can do therapy with your child. And that's a little therapy. So
I have another question. Sorry to get off topic. Do you feel like cussing or saying inappropriate words are used in your everyday life or should be a part of your everyday life, and why?
What?
Do you
I
think,
heard your question, but
do
what kind of
you
question
think
is this?
do you think
Give it
cuss
to
words,
me.
because we were talking about cussing with kids.
Yeah, I get it. Give it to me.
You said you didn't understand.
No, I understand. I'm just like, why are you asking that?
And she cooks every day.
I'm asking.
No,
I'm
like,
asking
okay.
my opinion.
With me, cussing is not something that I necessarily do every day. It's
Right.
really me with a certain group of people. Like, I've worked on it where I don't really like cuss like I used to. Like back then when I used to just spit it out like that. But like now, it's like certain people or like certain actions that make me use cuss words, if that makes sense. Like, I know my settings and where I'm at to not use cuss words, if you know what I'm saying. Like, it's a time. I ain't gonna say it's a time for you to cuss, but like,
Time in a place.
yeah, like depending on who you with, like you should know when and when not to cuss. You know, like it's not necessarily a part of my everyday life. Like, I don't have to say a cuss word every day, but yeah, if it come out, it come out when I'm with, like with y'all. Like if we hanging out one day, especially around the other cousin Chelsea, like sometimes she provoked me. So yeah.
I get what you're saying because I agree with that. Like, I feel like with me and my friends, I'd be like, B. Like, and I say B and like, B, oh, B, girl, you hurt. And I get that. And, you know, I feel like that's where it come from, that communication wise. I'm not going to do that around my parents. And if I do that, I'm going to say, I'm sorry because I respect them in a way. Like, I'm not finna cuss. But I am going to cuss to express myself because I feel like cussing is an expression. So if I'm mad, I may say the B word, F, MF. I may say that because I'm expressing myself. I don't see nothing wrong with that. If I'm expressing myself by myself, that's cool. If I'm expressing myself with friends, that's cool too. But I know with my parents, it's a communication. I'm not gonna do that with them. I may express myself in another like fun way. I may say, instead of saying elf, I may say freckle. That freckle over there. And it may be, you know, that school wise. I mean, that freckle.
Okay, Jasmine. That's
Nigga,
What the freckle?
what the freckle?
what a freaky auntie.
Freckle auntie?
What the freckle going on?
Freckle makeshift. Made me mad right
Who is
now.
freckle?
We don't know who Freckle is. But we gonna use Freckle
What
as
the
a
fuck you got on?
what the fuck you got on? Frank. What the fuck you got on, Frank? But no, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you work with kids, you gotta use that expression like, what the Frank you got on? You know. Frank, yeah, like
Frank, you.
butterfly. What a butterfly you got on? Butterfly. Let me tell you now. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, use that with kids. You know what I'm saying? You said what? But yeah, that's how I feel. Like, you gotta just express yourself. I feel like nothing wrong with expressing yourself. And I tell people all the time, journal. And sometimes
I started journaling, but I stopped. It's like something just made me stop.
yeah. And when I work with my younger, like my older kids who are like maybe a 13 on a teenager, journal
I was
and put down what you need to say.
I was in middle school, and I had a notebook that I used to write things in, and my nosy teacher decided to go in my notebook and called my mama up to the school, and I got in trouble because I was writing things in it, but it was my notebook, it's my diary. I'm writing, so I felt like that was my privacy to get away my thoughts.
As a person who worked with school, she shouldn't have did that. That was your thoughts, and that was you didn't express it to nobody. It wasn't like you was like, here,
Like, it was my actual, I called it like my little diary. I was writing my thoughts in it.
It was your thoughts. And what she should have done, if it was a concern, you should have maybe talked to a therapist about it.
I was writing about my crushes. I was talking about my teacher. I was just talking about a lot of
But
things.
she was journaling.
But it's my journal.
It's her journal, and that teacher violated you. If I
I guess
was-
that's why I stopped journaling, y'all, because I got in trouble.
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like,
That's trauma.
yeah, like I deal with kids. It's like adults do stuff to kids and then be like, "Oh, I can't do that no more." And that was a trauma, but that shouldn't have been no trauma. It wasn't like you just, I'm finna pass this note to Nathaniel.
Yeah,
Be
like that was my
F you.
thoughts.
Like, yeah, you did
I was
that on
writing
your
poems
own.
and songs and all that, and yeah,
It was your own thoughts, and that teacher was wrong for what she did. She should have kept that to herself, unless you said something that was very old.
I was saying some inappropriate cuss words and stuff, but I mean,
But it wasn't nothing like you finna kill yourself.
oh no,
Yeah,
it wasn't that like that.
sexual. Like it
Mm-mm.
wasn't nothing like,
I ain't know nothing about sex.
oh, somebody
that
over
great.
here touching me. Okay, of course they are.
I was
They have to.
I was in 6th grade.
I hear you saying. But you want to say
No, oh my life, you weird. I ain't know nothing about no sex in no 6th grade. But you just gave me a look.
But what I'm saying
Because
is,
I know how folks gonna look.
you
They
have
gonna see how
have
she was
teachers,
looking at me.
They are
Don't
metadata
edit that out.
reporters.
Nah.
So they have to. You have people who have to report that. But I feel like if your
Then
teacher
you
saw
get
something that she'd be like, "Oh, I gotta report this."
You got something to say?
No, it's two, did it?
We already
This
did
one?
it.
No, it's another one after that.
Am I talking too much?
Uh-uh.
What I'm saying is, like, that's a trauma. So now, as an adult, it's gonna be hard for
It's
you
like
to journal.
when I tried to get back into it, I was like, I can't even write.
Because your
But you
teacher,
feel like somebody gonna go in.
Yeah!
Hey, I had the one that locked. Like y'all know that one, it was pink, and you had to make a password with it, but you had to say it. And like, I forgot the name of
I
it.
remember the one like with the little key.
I had that one too. I had two. I had the one you press the button and you had to say a saying in order for it to open up.
and that's why I be trying. Like, I consult with schools, and I be trying to
I
get.
had deja vu.
I used to write poems
And that's
with
why
what I
like
was
these
going
teachers
through.
Understand, like, even elementary wise, kids are sponges, and you're doing certain things to kids, it can hinder them in their adult life. You may not think that right now, but later on, it's gonna hinder them. So even with you, like, that's a trauma to you. Like, now you're like, I don't want to effing journal. Leave it out.
Freckle.
I want a freckle journal because somebody may come and take
my notebook.
my stamp.
I put it under my bed.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a trauma to you, and you shouldn't feel that way because at the end of the day, that was something that you did. And even if she looked through it, if you didn't say anything that made her be like, "Oh, I gotta be a meta reporter," she said some sexual shit. You didn't say anything like that, so she shouldn't have done that. But you got some teacher. That's enough so far. We'll talk about it in the next episode.
Okay, our final question of the night was why do you think being strong is such a big part of our identity as Black people? And how does that clash with being vulnerable or seeking help?
This was the question that you wanted.
Oh,
Yeah. Say it again.
Why do you think being strong is such a big part of our identity as Black people? That's the first part.
Mhm.
And how does that clash with being vulnerable or seeking help?
this is gonna be real. No, it's not. This is gonna be real deep. I think as Black women, we all are Black women. We deal with so much trauma, and we deal with so much trauma that ain't even our trauma. It's like we gotta do X, Y, Z. But in general, I'm just saying, like, as a woman who has gone through so much,
Sit down.
I've dealt with so much and gone through so much. I don't know. It's like I have a situation that I'm dealing with that I didn't deal with when I was younger. And now I'm dealing as an adult. And it's like, how did I know what I had going on? And it's like, because I mask it. It's like, what? I feel as Black women, we mask so much.
isn't
And we don't even realize what we're masking. I don't know how y'all feel, but I feel like some things I mask. I don't even realize I'm masking.
I learned to overlook things and just go with the flow because of what things I've been through when I was younger. So that's why I feel like I'm so strong now, because I don't really tend to things that bother me as much. So I just keep it in my head and just move on with it and move on to the next phase. And the next part of the question,
Okay.
You saying that's a mask.
I was agreeing with you.
Cause you like, I don't, and I feel like as Black women, we gotta stop. I ain't gonna say we gotta stop doing it, but we gotta take a breathe. We gotta be like, and we gotta learn as a Black. Just me, in my opinion, as a Black woman, especially going into my 30s, we have to do self care. We have to learn that it's okay for me to take care of myself. We gotta.
My mom, sorry.
I can't even deal with you.
Zoom in on this.
don't do that.
We both had looking.
But I agree with you. So what are you saying, Didi? Like,
I'm saying, like, I'm with the being strong. I learned to like move lead. Dang, with the being strong part, I learned to.
I love it. I love this. Like, we being goofy as well. We're not being serious. We being goofy. Like, girl, if Frank that, I want to say Frank everything.
With the being strong part, I learned, like, when I'm going through situations, to push them aside and just show everybody that I'm doing good. I'm doing fine.
But what you said, show everybody. Why do you have to show somebody that you're doing good and you're doing fine?
Yeah.
Because that in the question saying, why do you think being strong is such a big part of our identity?
But you don't need to.
You don't.
That's your identity.
That's
for
you personally.
Oh, me.
Yes,
Not
like,
everybody.
You don't have to show
Oh,
it to
are you
everybody.
slow?
She ain't slow.
Nah, boo,
nah,
you
just
ain't
playing.
get winning the question, so don't need to do that.
No, I was just saying though. You can edit that part out.
No, please keep that in there.
But no,
No,
that's
that's
what I'm
it,
saying. But no, let me say, this is like
Oh,
you
men-
saying that made me realize, like, as a Black woman, that's what we think. Oh, I gotta be strong. No, you don't. You can be vulnerable. There's nothing wrong with that.
I got a question. I mean, I got something to say. Like you said, as a Black woman, we don't have to be strong, but it's just like as a Black woman, we get pushed over a lot. So it's just like we have to be strong to protect ourselves from other people, because men will manipulate us, and like women are manipulate other women. So it's just like we have to protect ourselves, and like you said, self-care. So like I just feel like we do, it is a way for us to like cope our feelings, and we have to be strong, like, because like the world is just freaking.
I say, to add on to that, society look at it, if the women are not being strong, then the men have to do everything.
Yeah, because people look at it as like women
But
can't do men's job.
men swear they don't depend on this, but
Yeah,
they
that's what I'm
really
saying.
they really do.
Men ain't finna go home married. They ain't finna go home, get off of work, finna cook. They not finna cook for the family. Like
Unless they have to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Unless it's necessary, unless the woman's down bad. But it's basically like when a man come home after work, a man expect for the food to be done because they didn't work a long time.
Shout out to the hardworking dads out there.
For real though,
They're taking
care
of their kids.
My daddy.
Taking care of their kids.
I'm play devil's advocate again. But did y'all know that women did not get credit into the 1970s? So they had to depend. So our grandmother,
I'm not trying to
had
get
to depend on.
How you say
No.
Political.
No, I know.
How do you feel
political.
about men not voting for Kamala? Why do you think they do that? I know I'm not trying to get political, but why do you think they felt that way?
They don't want a woman in charge, of course.
But they always
depending
on the woman.
Child, we don't get
Think
on
about
that.
the mamas.
They brought them into this world.
That's gonna be another episode. Y'all bring me into it for me to think. But I think of some things. But what y'all saying is I think we think about our granddaddies and stuff. It's like our grandmothers or our great, aunties, whatever, great aunties, they had to depend on men. Now we're in a generation where I don't have to depend on a man to get a house. I don't have to depend on a man to get a loan. I don't have to depend on a man to get rent. And I think that's where it come from. Not saying nothing like I'm not saying what y'all are saying is like not right. And I think let me say it like this. I think as women, we have been taught we have to be go-getters. And I think men have not been taught women don't have to do whatever you say have to do. And I think men think, oh, they gotta say what I gotta do because I don't know how to say. I don't know how to word it.
I understand what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think older men have taught. I ain't gonna say they have, but I think like I don't know. I don't know how to say it. I'm gonna let y'all talk.
If you know, you know. If you know, you know.
If you get it, get it.
But that let me see.
If you don't get it, Google it.
That come help. We gonna have a talk about. That's gonna be another section.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to get political.
For the kin folks.
I wasn't trying to get political.
I know you want, but
I wasn't
that's
trying to do a history.
I gotta get my
but
notes
I just
together.
wanted to put
because
add that in with the women.
Y'all, it's cold in here.
It's not.
Girl, you're not that cold.
I'm freezing.
You take iron pills. Look at me. You take iron pills.
What's the question?
What's the last question they asked?
Okay, guys, and this is our closing question. What's your vision of the legacy you're building emotionally, spiritually, and culturally?
That's a lot. That's a big question altogether. You say emotionally,
Spiritually, and culturally.
I think I'm building a legacy where I want whoever I'm living with to be kind, but I ain't gonna say kind, but be kind. I ain't gonna say strong, but be kind, but loving, but know how to stand on your own. And still be able to be there for the community, but know how to be like, okay, I'm there for the community, but I know how to take time for myself to breathe. So I feel like that's what I want my legacy to be. Because I feel like that's what I'm doing. Like, my mama done that, but I feel like she done that, but I feel like she sometimes don't take time for herself.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm learning how to I'm taking a legacy of like doing things for others and taking things from like doing stuff for myself. So I feel like that's why I feel like that's why my legacy want to be like, be kind to others and be yourself, but still take time and learn how to be like, I gotta take a breather for me. I gotta take care of me. Self-care. So yeah.
Piggybacking off what you said, I also want my legacy to I want them to keep God in the midst of whatever they try to accomplish. Because like with a lot of stuff that we do, well, with everything that we do, if you don't have God included, then it probably won't go your way. So I feel like with a lot of stuff, a lot of people tend to leave God out of what they're trying to do. Like, and that can kind of provoke what you're trying to accomplish from accomplishing it. So yeah, keeping God in the midst of everything that they put their mind to and try to do.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say I love God. I don't want to say like I do like because you did say spiritually
You don't
wise.
love God.
So
What's
I do
wrong
want
with you.
So I would say like I want my child like I ain't gonna say my child, but I want my legacy to learn like God is there, God loves you. Anything that you spiritual wise you do it for yourself and do it in a good way, in a kind way.
What's the question?
Damn, Jen.
You said start a legacy with our generation. Wait, what's the question, man?
Oh, sorry. What's your vision of the legacy you're building emotionally, spiritually, and culturally?
The legacy I want to build emotionally is have my child have the ability to come to me when they feeling like they don't have nobody to lean on. What's the next one? Spiritually, I want my child. I don't want to say I want to choose my child's beliefs, but I want to show them the way I was taught, and then let them decide on what they want to do with the information I give them. And
Yeah, I don't want to force it on them.
yeah, and culturally, um, I want to say I might be a little, might hit a little toes on this one, but I don't want my child. I don't want my child date not their race. That's just me. But I mean,
That's not.
yeah, that's
Hold
my
on, hold on,
cultural
hold on, hold on, hold on.
experience. That's just me. I know I hit a little toes on that.
No, okay. I'm finna ask you a
Okay,
question though.
okay.
I'm finna ask you a question. Okay, if the love of your life come to you right now and it's not within your race, what would you do?
He's not the love of my life.
Wait.
Are you sure?
Positive.
How do you know?
That's what I'm saying. If you
Because
don't give him
I
a
know.
chance,
He's not getting a chance.
okay.
My ancestors went through stuff, and I just feel like they don't deserve my love. Point blank. Period.
I gotta teach
That's
her.
another topic.
Yeah,
that,
it
that's
really
for
is.
another day.
Cause I
Yeah.
gotta,
That's just how I feel.
I know,
I'm
but
not
I gotta teach her that.
I'm
She,
the devil advocate.
I gotta teach her that went through slavery, like Pit Cotton, all that from Mississippi. And her, I ain't gonna speak on it. And
lying.
no, like I promise you,
I wish she
she
had
from
her, and I ain't
Mississippi.
had
I ain't had her either.
She's psychology doctor. She's a psychology teacher. And she said her main goal was when she went home was to buy a toilet because back then you really didn't make that much money off Pit Cotton. Like her mama did it, great grandma, stuff like that. So with her telling us that information, we never thought that she would be married to a white man until we had an event and she's in fact married to a white man. But sometimes you just can't judge people. Like you never know who the love of your life will be.
Yeah.
Like you don't know your ancestors probably went through something.
I'm ready to meet the love of my life.
Say it
I know,
again.
man.
Your ancestors probably went through something with a
If he out there, I'm ready to meet you.
non-racial man.
Them other folks' parents not going for that. So why would I expect?
But you never know. Like
you
you're
know,
grown.
you know.
No, I know. I know some people that are white. I'm not.
Do you know somebody? Do you know a biracial couple?
Right now, yes. My cousin.
Yes.
Who?
Yes, right now.
Can't say names.
Who is your cousin?
Our cousin.
Who?
Can't say names like that.
I know you ain't talking about. Well, thank you for tuning in to our episode 2 of Generational Trauma. Generational Trauma. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and excuse me, we will possibly also comment topics that you would like for us to discuss, and possibly we're in tune of making a TikTok. And yeah, any final words?
Yes, I do have something to say. I will not come on the podcast looking like this all the time. I'm just in my comfort space right now, y'all.
We can't folks. You look good, girl.
My hair ain't dead, but it's okay. It's cold in here. They finna freeze me, but yes, y'all tune in to our next podcast.
Kid folks wear that. Kid folks.
We're out.
Okay.